Yeah, I think a lot of the goals remain the same. I think remaining as injury free as possible, like having as little hiccups and unplanned time away from training is the top goal. Because with the marathon, it's like I think I'm just reaping the benefits of the last 2 or 3 years that I've stacked now. Who's to say what that will look like in 2028 if I can stay healthy from now on? But with the majors that I'll run over the next few years, like I want to be as close to that podium as I can be. Um, Top American spot is nice and shiny, but I think I need to start thinking beyond that a little bit more. It'd be fun to test myself in, like a flatter race, like a Chicago or a Valencia or something where I've never really chased a time. It's been more so about competing, which I think it has been good for me up until now, just focusing on, just tactics and strategy and racing over just time trialing. So yeah, I think there's a few fun goals like the 10K. I'm going to stay on the track and try to get as close to, as under that 31 mark, a little bit more than I have this past year, and maybe as close to that 15 flat or under it mark in the 5K. I think just maintaining and touching the systems of those shorter races and speed and training has been really good for the marathon. And I think had I hung back in Tokyo and been able to kind of like showcase the speed I have, I think I may have run the speed out of my legs a little bit, running the way I did in Tokyo. But that's the one thing I'm like, man, if I felt good at the end of Tokyo, like where could I finish? Because I know my finishing speed is just so good right now. And I'm getting older, so I feel like 2028 is going to be like that perfect, you know, time of my life where that will still be there for a little bit longer. Yeah, I think a lot of the goals remain the same, honestly. I just want to run more majors, top five, podium, probably still hit the track for US champs and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not too, we'll talk about 2028 here and there, but it's at the back of my mind. I want to make the team, but it's not going to be something I'm like writing on my mirror every day up until, February, whatever day it is. So yeah, it's obvious that I want to make that team and we're going to do whatever is best working backwards from that.
How do you know when to hang it up? Like in your mind, obviously 2028 is far away, but in
Yeah.
your mind, in your fairy tale world, is it like I win the trials and then I get a medal and then I retire and ride off into the sun? Or is it, 2028 is when I do everything I think I can and then that's like the round three, evolution three, and I just keep going until the merit? Because this is
Yeah,
a conversation across all sports I'm fascinated by. It's like,
totally.
look, it happens with LeBron a lot recently in basketball. It's like, do you hang it up the crown? I mean, MJ is always going to be better, in my opinion. I've debated people on this in the podcast before. Besides the point, do you hang it up like when you've done everything? Do you hang it up when the points start to get lower? Kipchoge is a good example now. Like, I hope I'm wrong,
Hmm.
but I don't think the guy's ever going to win another major. He was all the rage 5 years ago, but if he keeps running another 5 years, he'll probably still get top 10 finishes all the time. And so it's like, how do you, in your mind, balance those things of like, do you want to ride off into the top? Do you even think you can do that? How do you think about these things?
I don't, honestly. Like, I think when the time's right, I'll know if even hanging up spikes, road shoes, whatever, super shoes is even like the answer. I don't know. Look at like Sarah Hall, Steph Bruce, Galen, like 39, crushed it in Chicago and had, unfortunately time away for injuries and stuff. For me also, if it stops becoming fun or I just need a beat, I'm not afraid to take that anymore. The beautiful thing about 2020 was that I realized that there are so many other things in life that bring me joy. And when running might not be, it's okay to kind of lean into all of those other things. I don't, I don't know. It's funny because I just ran for about a year and a half during COVID and it was fun. And of course I love getting out for a run and I'll always do that. But then there's a point where I reach like in those just steady runs where I'm like, how can I test myself? I think I'm just a true competitor. So I think um, it'll show itself in different ways. Like maybe I switch it up to trails for a year, I don't know, after 2028 and like just try to see what I can do there. I don't know. Like my gut says I won't hang it up for a very long time, to be honest.
Really? So you
It
feel
just might
fresh. You
evolve.
feel